You made it. The dark days are over, everybody. We are less than 24 hours out from Toronto Blue Jays players playing Toronto Blue Jays baseball. Yes, it's spring training. No, it is not regular season, but still, man, I feel
great.
like I needed it.
It feels great, guys. I mean, we saw some little tweets and some clips coming out today from some other spring training games that have already begun.
Jealous.
And it got my blood pumping, and we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the new rules, and they're actually being in effect, and what does this mean for the Jays, and actually just in the sport of baseball in general, how good is this actually going to be? And then, of course, we're going to talk and preview some Blue Jays spring training baseball.
Yeah, man. I really want this stream to kind of just, like, encapsulate a little bit of the offseason. Just, like, live in that space of baseball is back. We're excited. Let's talk about the guys. Let's just shoot it, man, and talk about everything and use this as a space for you guys to ask your questions in the chat. We want to talk about everything. We want to answer what you guys are thinking about and just get hyped for this season.
Let's go.
First things first, we are going to cover just a little bit of news that's been coming out. Adam mentioned it in a minute monologue that we posted earlier today, but the starter for tomorrow's game has been announced. It is Mr. Yusei Kikuchi.
Ooh.
He's going to start tomorrow's spring training opener. I hope he still's got his beard.
He does.
There.
He does.
It's still there. Perfect, man. Like, I'll be honest. I actually don't really like it very much.
No, I love it. What are you talking about, bro?
Like, just like from a look standpoint, like, it's kind of not for me, but maybe Bearded Kikuchi is a different animal, you know?
Bearded Kikuchi's the man, bro. Dude, he's got at least, like, negative 1.5 ERA points in that beard alone.
You think so, eh?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Really...
Absolutely. How could you not think that this guy is going to absolutely slay? Oh, we're kind of blocking it, but let me move it over so y'all can see.
Okay, honestly, like, that is a better image. Like, I do kind of prefer that image, you know?
Yeah, right there. You see?
Yeah.
Look at that.
He looks a bit like an animal.
I think he looks more mature. I think he looks more confident. I think he's looking like he's got literally a 4.5 ERA pack and a 4 ERA packet in that beard.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with it, man. I'm with it. So he is going to be the guy leading off for the Toronto Blue Jays, which is kind of just ironically hilarious.
Right.
Yusei Kikuchi is going to be the first, because we're away tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're away.
We're away. Okay, so
he's not the Dunedin home opener.
Yeah.
He's the opening day starter for spring training, which I love.
But still, man, it's like he's going to be the first Toronto Blue Jay to take the baseball and to throw it for the 2023 season. Who knows? Maybe this is signs of something to come. Maybe this is Yusei season. I don't know.
You know what I think this actually is who needs the most work before opening day? Which starting pitcher needs the most work? It's Yusei Kikuchi, which isn't a bad thing. I think Yusei himself, and I think we all agree, he should get the most work in spring training.
Right.
He should get the most starts. He should get the most innings.
Well, and also, too, I hear what you're saying, but also let's kind of factor in, maybe it's because he's feeling the most confident right now. Maybe because I have been hearing reports that it's like, Yusei Kikuchi's looking good. Yusei Kikuchi feels really good, right? So
right here. Let's talk about it.
Pete Walker on Yusei Kikuchi, who's a clear path to the number 5 job. His confidence level is high right now. He's excited. Whoa. He told me it's the best he's felt in 5 years. So if I'm a coach right now, Yusei Kikuchi's coming to me. He's saying, hey, I feel really good. I know in my brain, we need you to feel good. We need you to do good. Screw it. No on the bench. Go.
Yeah,
Show
go.
me.
If you're taking that feeling straight into your first quote-unquote start, like he's probably going to get 1 or 2 innings, guys, realistically. But if you're feeling it, don't let that go away.
Yeah.
Prove it, be good, and carry that feeling that you get if you do throw 2 scoreless, carry that to the next start.
And it also says, if you're Yusei Kikuchi, it says, okay, my coach is in my corner right now. I told him I'm feeling good. I told him I'm ready to go. Boom. There I am immediately. So I like what we're doing here. This is the perfect opportunity to kind of grow his confidence. Now, it's obviously going to backfire 100% if he gets absolutely shellacked by the Pittsburgh Pirates, C lineup.
And that's another thing, too. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah,
you see?
You gotta
this is where you gotta
I'll
build.
be honest, man. Like, he's gotta go 2 scoreless tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just if you let up runs, man, like, no.
Dude, if he lets up runs. Okay. If he lets up runs, are you gonna push the panic button already?
Well, we've already pushed the panic button now.
Right.
We've
but
been in
it's spring
panic
training, though.
Yeah.
Are you gonna push the panic button?
On Yusei Kikuchi.
If he lets up a run, at least 1 run tomorrow.
Okay, well, what is the panic button? Like more than 4.5? Because like that's where I'm at right now.
Okay,
it's like Yusei Kikuchi might give me a 4.5
Dude,
ERA.
imagine in the first inning he lets up like 3 runs. You know how they could do it in spring training where they pull the pitcher and then they put him back out there?
Yeah.
In the second inning, he lets up even more runs.
Listen, with him, anything is possible, guys. Like, it's literally anything is possible with Yusei Kikuchi. I would not be surprised.
Right.
I think that all of us need to see Yusei Kikuchi do actually good baseball. I mean, like, I wouldn't say that I'm going to push the panic button, but it's just going to further reinforce my already, beliefs that I have. So, look, like, please, get me out of that space.
A good Yusei means that as much as I love Ricky Tiedemann, we don't have to call him up this season. Like, a good Yusei, at least if everyone's healthy, of course, a good Yusei means that. And I'm cool with saving another year on Ricky Tiedemann, who looks like an actual superstar. Every day, I am seeing word out of Ricky Tiedemann. Everybody, coaches, players, executive members saying, like, yeah, this guy, like, we should be lucky. I saw something, we don't have it right here, saying, like, we should be lucky that we have Ricky Tiedemann on this team and under so much control with already a staff full of stars, because, like, this is a gift.
Well, and I'll tell you what, man, like, there's multiple ways to look at this, but if Yusei Kikuchi is good, like, if all of our guys are just actually good at baseball, like we paid them to be, if they're all good at baseball, multiple things happen. One, it opens up the possibility to trade Ricky Tiedemann if you actually wanted to. I'm not saying that you should, but it opens that up a little bit more.
Right.
And then it also opens up the possibility to not trade him at all and just have the luxury to hold on to him. It's just a great scenario to be in, because it's like, well, I mean, we could trade him and get more shit if we wanted to, because these guys are all doing good. Or we could just keep him and it's totally fine, because we don't need to trade for anybody.
Me personally, I love having the idea of having Ricky Tiedemann down in the minors, and like as soon as there's an injury, boom.
Right.
We obviously Mitch White first, right? He's next in line. But like if there's an injury or there's some underperformances and guys are getting moved, as soon as there's an opportunity where it's like we need someone to hold down this fort for months,
right? And
you look in the minors and Ricky is being dominant, like sub 2 ERA, around like a little bit more higher than 2. Just putting him up and graduating right away, like I'm cool with.
Right.
We've seen a lot of elite pitchers like Clayton Kershaw coming up when he's 20 years old. Why can't that happen with Ricky? I think it could.
It's not impossible, man. I mean, like, Ricky Tiedemann's definitely on a fast track to the major leagues. I think everybody's convinced of it. And it's only a good thing to have him do well, because once again, for the multiple camps out there, his trade value increases and just his overall potential increases for the Toronto Blue Jays if we decide that he's going to be our guy moving forward.
Can you imagine if Ricky Tiedemann, because I'm talking about this guy like he has the ceiling of Alek Manoah, which is a big compliment to Alek Manoah, right? If he and Alek Manoah are the heads of the rotation for the next 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and then you've got Gosman and Bassett just as our 3-4, like that's where the Toronto Blue Jays rotation takes the next step.
Dude, that's
the next step.
Honestly, that starts to look to me a little bit like a Milwaukee Brewers rotation, like a Houston Astros rotation, or like something like that, where it's just like there is no holes here. Like even your 3, even your 4, we're still gonna have to play some incredible baseball if we want to walk out of here with a W.
Our 5 would be Yusei Barrios, who we looked at 2 years ago,
and let's face
as
it,
our number 1.
That's right now. That's right now. Is it possible that Yusei Barrios comes out this season, throws up a fucking 3 ERA over 200 innings? Yes,
totally.
It is.
It's totally
yes,
realistic.
It is, right? And I mean, like, we might see a scenario here, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we might see a scenario where it's like Alek Manoah regresses a little bit, Yusei Barrios goes back to what he is. We're still good because we have all of this depth now.
I mean, you look at I look at the rotation as a whole. Like, what is the total ERA? What's the total? What are the total numbers? What are the runs given up? What are the runs allowed as a staff as a whole?
Yeah.
And overall, like, our staff as a whole is incredible. Like, there's going to be, like you said, some regression, some progression, and overall, I think it's going to be still pretty darn elite.
So, okay, let's live in this space a little bit right now, because we do have baseball back right now. Thinking about Alek Manoah. Alek Manoah had an absolutely phenomenal season last year. I think, what was his year? Like
2.24?
It was like 2.24, 2.23, something like that.
Yeah.
Very, very late. Where do we feel that Alek Manoah is going to finish? Because I saw some projections, like 2.24, you're right.
Yeah.
2.24 ERA right there, over just under 200 innings. Now, I saw some projections where Manoah, they were kind of predicting him actually to be kind of like higher threes. Now,
who?
I disagree with that. I was like Zips or I don't remember who it was.
Ew.
But it was
haters is what I call them.
Yeah. I personally, obviously, like, I disagree with that a little bit. They projected Jose Barrios to be a lot better than what he was. So, like, okay, cool, love that. But where do you feel like he's going to go? Because I will say this right now. I don't think he's going to put up a 2.24 again.
No.
It's just, that's
it's
really hard thing to do back to back. So that's not blasphemous. But where do you have Alek Manoah finishing?
Well, we made a projection a little while ago, and I still remember we took the baseball reference, over-unders basically, so 275, and I said he'd be slightly over. I think it's going to be just lower than 3. Like, and I know a lot of people are going to be, like, when I said that projection, a lot of people have been like, oh, like, no, Alek's going to continue being great. I wouldn't be shocked. Though. Yeah, 2.94. Like, I think I actually said, like, 2.94 is what I'm, like, feeling. It feels like a good number. But, like, I could easily see him going 2.4 again.
Right.
And it wouldn't shock me. I'd be happy as hell. It wouldn't shock me.
I feel like what people are forgetting right now is that's still freaking amazing, dude.
That's incredible.
Like, Robbie Ray won the Cy Young with a 2.85 or something like that. Like, it was around that mark, right? And that's an incredible year. Yeah. Like, this is what people are not factoring in. Like, dude, that's incredible.
Manoah's year last year slaps Robbie Ray's season last year.
Yeah, exactly. Robbie Ray's was sexier because it had, like, 250 strikeouts or something. But still, just from an actual, like, WAR, what I did for your team, like, all of the stuff that I contributed right now, Alek Manoah over Robbie Ray.
And granted, I think the reason why, obviously, Alek Manoah didn't win is because there were so many Verlander and Dylan Cease. Like, there were guys who had even sexier seasons. But that's also a showing of baseball in general last year favoring the pitchers and not the hitters quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I do think that he's going to regress a bit. Honestly, I'm going to say, like, and I still think that this is an incredible year. Like, I'm going to say Alek Manoah finishes around, like, the 3.10 ERA mark, and I'll be happier than a pig in shit if he does. You know, give me 200 innings, give me quality starts. Right. That's still going to be amazing.
What do you think is his realistic floor this season? Let's talk, because we're talking about what we're projecting, and we're picking somewhere in the middle. Are you
factoring, like, injuries here?
Fully healthy.
Because I guess I'll just finish my thought right there. Like, because I could see a reality where, like, his floor, he plays like 25 games, but you know, like there's an injury, then he comes back too early, and it's kind of a lingering thing, and like he's playing, but he's not fully healthy, you know. And like in that regard, like I could see his floor being like 4 or something like that. Like I could actually see something like that happening. If he's fully healthy, like if he's 100%, like
every day,
32 games started,
feeling good.
Like I feel like his floor has got to be like 3.6. You know,
yeah, I was even say like 345, like something around that mid 3. It feels that's the floor.
Yeah, you know, it's like
which is crazy.
Like people maybe it's like in the first half you didn't start incredibly, or like you know you had like a rough 2 months
August
there or something like that where it's like people were figuring you out. But I think that Alek's good enough where it's like, okay, the book gets out on you, the hitters are going to adjust. But then he's going to realize it's like, oh shit, now I got to adjust. You know, a month and a half later, he's adjusted.
Well, you know, you made a video earlier on, you know, the pitch clock being a really scary thing. And
that's also got to factor it in too.
However, I did see a quote. I don't know if I sent it to you, but I saw a quote Alek Manoah actually commenting on it. I wish I had it right here. It's where we need a producer just to, like, pull this shit up.
Right.
You know, so sponsor us, guys. But, like, he made a quote saying, asking about the pitch clock because, you know, you obviously were very slow last year. And he goes, actually, well, I see the pitch clock as a big advantage for me, so I'm going to use it to mess up the hitter's timing. I'm going to catch them off guard when they get into the box. I'm going to be ready before they are.
Well,
which is incredible.
I mean, I'm happy that he's granted. What else is he going to say? He's not going to say that. I'm happy that he's taking the positive outlook on this.
That's what you got to do.
And I'm hoping that those aren't just words, but he actually believes it, and he's walking with the game plan.
I think he actually believes it. I believe him because everything he's done and said that he's going to do on the field, he's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why wouldn't I believe him now?
Right. No, right? I can't. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm not going to fault it until I see it. All I know is that the numbers from last year indicate he's definitely a slower pitcher. He takes his time. Hopefully, now he's been in the major leagues. He's going to be a third year here. He's got such a good rapport with Alejandro Kirk at this point that they should be like, boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
This is what it is. Like, you know what I want.
Manoah's the guy. Exactly. Or no, Manoah, Alejandro Kirk's the guy
Kirk
now.
knows exactly what it is. You know, it's like, this is it. Like, we have that relationship, and then, like, we'll get it. And I do feel that the best pitchers, they move quick. You know,
100%.
They move quick. I feel like Alek Manoah was a little bit of an anomaly last year to be taking that long, because a lot of the times you see these top-tier pitchers, it's boom, that's my pitch, there it is, strike, you're gone. You know, it's like, it's just, you get that momentum. So actually, that's a great point. That's a great segue.
I was getting ready, to transition a bit.
About this pitch clock, there were some highlights today coming out of the spring training game with the Padres,
and the Mariners.
The Mariners, Padres and Mariners. Teo made his debut with the Mariners, so shout out Teo. I mean, we miss you. But it was extremely cool to see these pitchers pitching as quick as they were. Now, I know that there's going to be some old heads out there. It's okay if you're one of them.
I saw a ton.
But there's going to be some old heads out there saying, how can you be ruining the game of baseball? How can you be changing the game of baseball? Because you know what? I'm not fucking retired, and I got to get through these games quick, baby.
We got to go.
We got to go, you know? I got my life to live right now, and 3.5 hours is too long for a game of baseball. And the highlights that they have here, if Adam can pull them up.
I only have this one here. It's the one, we can talk about this, because I saw someone commenting in the chat down below about Manny Machado. So there's a clip out here of the very first at bat when he was like bang, bang, bang. I'll try to find that for you guys as we talk about this. But Robbie Ray is right here, and he's pitching, and Manny Machado gets called out on it gets called a strike against him.
Yeah.
So, but you notice that the pitch clock isn't over yet. So you see Robbie Ray, he's standing there, he's ready to go. 7, 6, and he calls time. So there is actually, I want to bring this up. There's actually a hidden rule that we didn't really know, but the players know about. If the batter isn't in the box, looking at the pitcher, engaging with him before the 8-second mark, it's a strike. So because you think about it, he's got to be in the box in order for the pitcher to collect his thoughts and get in his windup.
Wow.
Because you got to read bats, you got to read where he's standing, you have to get some time. So realistically, hitters only have 7 seconds to get ready.
Yeah.
Where pitchers have 15.
It's really interesting. So for one, the highlights were amazing today.
Yeah,
I loved watching how the game progressed. I know that there were some people that didn't like it. I freaking love it, man. You were engaged the whole time. It was bang, bang, bang. And this is what it needs to be, man. In a world where, here we go. So there's a pitch, fouled away. We're gonna continue watching right now. Yeah. He goes back. Now the clock starts.
So I'm gonna first pitch. That one was just a little bit outside.
Back in the box.
Boom.
You're listening to the commenters right now. It's like we are going right now. The pitch is going to come
right now.
Here we go. You know, and there it is again.
Down low.
So it's just like bang. Bang.
I like that so much better.
I like it so much better, man. I like it so much better than watching these guys just stand there for time, you know, figure it out.
Step out,
time. You know, like,
blah, blah, blah.
No, I don't want to see
boom,
that, man.
Another pitch. 3, like literally. How long is this? That's...
Here we go. 2020
in roughly 30 seconds.
30 seconds, 3 pitches. That is incredible. So to kind of cap off that, I want to talk about a lot more because I love the idea. And again, I know there's a lot of old heads out there that are like, we want the game to be back to where it was. But like you said, I'm young.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, I want to be exciting. Let's play.
Like, what are the sports that are dominating right now? Basketball has taken a massive stride up. And it's because it's back and forth, fast. I want that to be what baseball is, right? We play 162 games. Give me the quick hitters. Give me that quick dopamine, man. I don't want to wait fucking a minute before the next pitch.
And here's the thing. We're all super big baseball fans here. So we're like, we don't really care. A lot of people are like, yeah, like whatever, right? But like, my casual friends that come and watch a baseball game say, like literally Dan, shout out Dan if you're watching.
Yeah.
He says he cannot watch a game at home. On the TV. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's just too boring. But at the game, I get the atmosphere, I get the experience, I get the booze, I get the crowd noise. That's what makes me want to go. That's sad. Yeah. You should be concerned if casual fans are like, well, I don't want to watch the game at home because I just quite frankly don't care to watch the Blue Jays at home. Yeah. If you want to create and generate fans, you need to get them excited. That like when I was watching basketball, there was a time when me and you were watching basketball right before we started this YouTube channel. Yeah. Because we were exciting. They won the what's it called in basketball? The championship. They won the championship in 2019, Toronto Raptors. I was like, oh, let's go. And then we started watching the Raptors, and I was engaged because it was bang, bang, bang. So this is great for baseball, folks.
Yeah. And I'll even out myself right here, man. Like, I not that I get bored with baseball, but when I watch baseball by myself at home, it's a completely different vibe. Like, I feel like it's more of one of these.
Yeah, I sit back,
You know?
I go on my phone.
Yeah, I go on my phone.
I turn off my head.
I'm like, like I'm doing other stuff. It's there in the background. Like, that's cool, and I like it. But I also want to have moments where I'm kind of like really engaged with this. I want you to bring me in, and not just in the, like the walk-off home runs and stuff like that. Like,
there's only a few of those.
Right? So if we're gonna sit here, we're gonna watch this 162 times, make it interesting. Now, that was our whole big rant about the whole pitch clock and everything like that. Moving back to Manny Machado and this moment, question to all of you, question to Adam: who do you think's got the advantage here? Is it the pitchers? Or maybe a better way to phrase this is, who's at more of a disadvantage? Is it the pitchers because they got to go quick, or is it the batters because they got to stay focused the entire time?
I think it's, honestly, I've gone back and forth on this, thinking who's gonna get the advantage. I think it's kind of equal because look, both sides need time to process information in order to come up with the next approach to the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Like, batters need to go, okay, he just went outside twice in a row, but I got to be in the box ready to go. Okay, I think I'm looking fastball here.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I reading? You're more instinctual. Like, you got to go based on what you're feeling. Whereas pitchers, same thing. Okay, I just went 2 fastballs outside. Which should I go with next? What's the history there? Oh, I don't have time. Okay, I think I'm going to trust my slider here. They're going to go based on, I think you're going to see a lot of players, especially pitchers, go with what they know best. Which is kind of how good pitchers need to approach the game. Right? Pitchers start making mistakes and they go, oh, I think they're trying to outsmart themselves. Like, oh, I'm going to throw this pitch because this guy did that. Where it's like, I think pitchers, when they don't have time, what's my best pitch right now? Yeah. I got to execute a pitch right now. It's my slider down and in. I got to go down and in. 100%. I'm not going to think. Whereas the batters need to go, okay, look, I don't have time to like sit on curve.
I got to trust this right now.
I got to trust my eye, and I'm going to sit fastball because I know I can hit it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I think both sides are an equal. It's hard to we'll have to see at the end of the year, like, what do the numbers look like at the end.
Yeah. But
I do think it's gonna make it more faster. Who's gonna get the advantage? We'll find out. This is actually good. What about you? Before I transition to this little stat, what do you think?
I mean, I tend to agree with you. I think it's gonna be I think it's actually just gonna be best for both sides, because there is not a moment where you can take your brain away from it.
Right.
And I think that's why us as fans, tend to gravitate. Like, there'll be moments where I go to my phone and blah, blah, blah. It's because you see these, I'll imitate it right now.
Go ahead,
You'll see these hitters, they swing at one, and then they go, and they do this.
Yeah, they're collecting their thoughts. Right.
They do one of these.
They're grabbing the sign from the third base coach.
Yeah, like they're doing that.
Okay.
And then it's like, okay, like, maybe I'll come play baseball again, No, you don't have time for that. It's bang, fuck, I missed. Okay, let me get ready again. It's immediate.
And I think you're going to see the advantage go to the individual player who's got the better instincts.
Totally, man.
Because you don't have time. You don't have time to go back in your head and go, okay, what was that thing I studied last night where I go down 0-1 against the righty with a man on second and the wind is 37 knots to the east. Like, what is he going to throw?
Head, man. Like,
play the game.
Your eyeball, right?
Right.
I feel like the guys who have those, just like honestly, the good players are gonna rank.
The good players
are
gonna
do really good. I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the kind of mid players might not do so well.
No, they might struggle a lot.
They might struggle a bit.
Fast.
But you're gonna see the elites. Like, you're gonna see the Verlanders. You're gonna see the Manoahs. You're gonna see the Bryce Harpers and the Trouts of the world. They're gonna do good.
You know what you're also gonna see? You're gonna see two different things. Players going in different directions. Players who benefited from getting more time to think about their next move, and players who did not benefit. Because a lot of people say if you overthink, it's actually a negative. Less is more. So you might see a player that's like kind of neutral, maybe even a little bit less than average, who has been kind of meh his career, because this whole time he's brought up to think numbers, stats, what am I seeing, what am I predicting, I'm going to sit on this, and have to fall back on instincts. But then they realize, damn, my instincts are actually very true, and I gotta trust them more, and they see the progress. I think you're gonna see that, and then the opposite of like, oh, I actually needed all that support, and now I don't have it. Now I gotta go on my instincts, which suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting. So I want to show just the results of that Mariners and Padres game, folks. If you look at this, There's only one thing that's really standing out that's different than me. 16 hits in a game. That's pretty normal for a game of baseball. 8 hits a side on average. 25 base runners. You know, you have, 9 walks or errors, combination of that. 5 runs. Pretty standard baseball game right there. But here's the big number. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now, that is remarkable.
I love it.
I love it.
I
like, seriously, when we go live, guys, there's nothing I love more than a game that goes 2.5 hours or 2.5 to 3 hours.
Bro, I shouldn't have to sit down and watch fucking Avatar like 162 times, you know? Would you watch Avatar 162 times? No, I would not, bro. I would not. Don't make me do that again. 2.5 hours, that's a good amount, you know? I think that's the right amount.
What movie's 2.5 hours is pretty good?
I don't know. Comment section. Help us out. Help us out, guys. What else do we want to talk about before we just start diving into some players? Because we're gonna do a little bit of kind of just like shooting the shit about players. I want to talk about some guys and just get into some projections and see how they're gonna do. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about before we do that?
I kind of wanted to talk about a couple players, but I really look, and I'm not gonna ever say. Can you also get me a drink, please? I'm never going to say, guys, and a lot of you comment, and you're like, how do you not know this guy? There was a, when we were breaking down the spring training roster, there's a couple guys I just did not know. I'm ignorant. I'll be honest. I'm not the perfect, most knowledgeable person in baseball. There are people out there, our viewers, our listeners, thank you, that are 100% more knowledgeable. I'm never going to, like, pretend that I'm the fucking guru of baseball. So there's players in our system that I have been ignorant to, one of which is Addison Barger. Is it Barger or Barger?
I think it's Barger.
Barger? Addison Barger. Now, a lot of people, including everyone in the chat right now on Twitter, have been talking about, like, this guy, if we can't get back Chapman, if Elvis Martinez isn't the thing, like, this guy could be a potential solution, at least for the time being, in the third base spot. Because he could play third base, could play shortstop, could play second base. He's an infielder. And last year in 2022, he had a 308 batting average. This is over 526 plate appearances. And he had an OPS of 933.
That's pretty good OPS.
That's really good for a guy going through single A, double A, triple A. And when he went to triple A, short in sample size, but he was dominating.
Yo, and I'll shout out the chat really quickly. Some people are saying Nick looks yoked. He must be in the gym. Yeah, he's killing the gym. Nick looks like he's gearing up for a tough mentally season. Well, first off, shout out and thank you, everybody. I have been going to the gym a lot more. But to relate it back to Addison here, this guy is fucking shredded, everybody. This dude is absolutely shredded. Addison Barger is an athlete of athletes, man. I don't know if you've seen pictures of this guy, but like he's a big boy. Like there were talks on Twitter where it's like, Blue Jays minor league third baseman or linebacker. Like I kid you not, this guy literally looks like Bobby Wagner.
Right,
like
right.
He is a big ass.
So
boy.
if he's super athletic and he's looking really good, I mean, I know one very shredded third baseman that we currently have in Matt Chapman. He's looking really good in camp.
Yeah.
I know if you've seen the photos. He's looking
very good in camp.
Right?
Dude. He's looking very
Look,
good.
I'm just saying, like, how old is Barger? He is 23 years old. I mean, yeah, he's our 12th ranked prospect, but I mean, what was Alec Manoah when he was first drafted with us?
I think it was 5,
6 or 5
or something.
But like it really doesn't matter.
No.
It really doesn't matter what you're ranked. What matters is what you can do. Oh wow, his back,
his
his
massive,
back
bro.
muscles.
It's
back
massive.
muscles.
I'm just showing off Adam the picture right now. Like, it's a one big muscle.
Yeah, his
it's
back
one
is messed
big
up.
muscle, bro.
Wow.
Like he is a big boy. Like, or like, he's not necessarily like a bit like. Like
he's just
like really built. He's really built.
You know what's funny? Speaking of muscles, I do want to throw this out there. I was watching John Boy Media and Trevor Plouffe was on, and they were talking about Tyler O'Neill because he's just fucking.
He's a
muscles,
big muscle,
right? And it's funny is like they actually got in the conversation is that good or bad for hitting? And the consensus was it can be bad for hitting because you need to be able to move your muscles. And ever since I started working out and doing weights, I've noticed my flexibility has been lacking. Like it actually, it hurts.
It really is. It's all how you condition yourself.
Exactly.
Frankly, I mean, we know that it can be incredible because we just watched Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs.
Granted, Aaron Judge is a monster. He's huge.
Right.
Height-wise.
But he's also absolutely shredded. He is literally like one big
And
muscle.
he also did a lot of more yoga and more Pilates. Like, he's doing a lot more flexibility.
So it's all in how you condition yourself. I mean, I think at the end of the day, if you're fit, you have the most muscles, like the most muscular man who is also the most like well yogaed and conditioned will hit more home runs than the other guy who's the same
condition in yoga and just muscle.
So I think your ceiling is higher. It's just like, again, it's how you train yourself. It's how you handle yourself. So yes, it is a good thing, but you also got to factor in, it's like you have to be working on the other shit too. Yeah. Which I know, like, I don't know about you, man, but like I'm not a big stretcher at the gym. So
no, because for us, it's like we don't need to be flexible.
That's why we're fucking like,
that's why we're pumping.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have noticed, like, my arms, like, because like I'm gonna start playing baseball again. I've been trying to do like keep my rotations down, and I'm noticing, I'm like, ow, I'm like, it hurts.
I know.
It actually
you gotta
hurts
stretch,
because
man.
like I'm doing a ton of like this and that and like this and like my what do you call them?
Rotator cuffs.
Rotator cuffs hurt.
I know.
When I move them.
Literally, bro. So that's the thing. I hope that Addison Barger is also doing his rotator cuff exercises and his fucking intercostal shit. Because like it is obviously just as important as the other stuff.
Yeah, but regardless, I think that he's exciting. And I actually that is one player I want to look forward to this spring training. Obviously, we talked about Yusei, Nate Pearson's a name that comes up. Obviously, Ricky Tiedemann's a name that comes up. But that's a guy I want to put on my list as well.
Totally agree, guys. 93 people watching right now. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do so. Get excited. Baseball is back. We're freaking stoked. We're ready to go. Sadly, folks, I'm not actually going to be around for the live stream tomorrow. It's going to be Adam and Patrick. I will, however, be around for the Sunday live stream because we're doing it both days, boys. We're doing it both days. We're taking no off days here, guys.
And honestly, I'm excited, dude.
I'm excited too, man.
I loved just staring at the live, upcoming live streams on our channel. I'll be like, oh, here we go. Yeah. Because it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been since November.
I'll be honest, I was getting fatigued by the end of last season. It is very exhausting. I'll be completely honest, folks. It is very exhausting going live. It requires a lot of energy, as you can see right now. I know it doesn't look like it necessarily on your end, but I promise you it does. But I'm ready to go again.
2 quick stories. So my mom, like, I was talking to her about like all the content we make, and I'm like, oh yeah, our lives, like, they're very, very exhausting. And she goes, what do you mean? You're just watching the game?
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
you have no idea.
Mom.
You have no idea.
And then the second one, shout out to Jimmy and Wardy. We were talking about this the other day, and they're like,
literally, Ballcap Sports, Wardy NYM. You guys know them.
Yeah, like they were like, yeah, credit to you guys. Like, we can't do that anymore. We tried it for a season. We can't do that again. Like, because it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work,
but
man.
You guys love it. Like, you guys love it. So we
love it too.
We love bringing it for you guys. Oh, of course, we love it. But, it's tiring. But we do all that work for you guys, for 100%.
Sure. So please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Let's try to get to 50 likes on the stream. Brian has been asking this question.
Okay,
He's been asking it. It's like the third time that I've seen it. Let's bring it up. I want to get to some players and just, like, literally just throw out some numbers because this is, honestly, that's my favorite part about talking sports. Speaking of, like, how they're going to do next year. Blah, blah, blah. But let's take a look at this balanced schedule. That's what Brian's asking about right now. As you guys know, the schedule has been a little bit more rectified. 19 games against the same team. Once again, MLB, it's boring. I don't want to see that 19 times.
Look, I love division rivalries for sure, but you're right. It does get a little bit boring. And actually, when I do, we're going to look at it right here. My initial thoughts, I went, wait, where are the Yankees? We don't see them, like, for stretches of months.
Well, and I, frankly, too, like, sure, divisional rivalries are fun, but I want to play the Dodgers. I want to play the Padres.
Yeah.
I want to know.
I want to play the Rockies.
I want to play the Rockies. Hell, I want to see these other teams. There are players, there are teams that you just never hear of, right?
Right.
And that's kind of crappy. I want to have that experience. I want to see their squad. I want them. Yep. I want them to come here. I want to go over there. Dude, but we get that this season.
The fact that we're having opening day in the NL Central is kind of wild. Like, I don't think I've seen that.
Who is our opening day?
The Cardinals.
Ooh.
We're going to be facing the Cardinals
that's a tough one.
in St. Louis.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. But that's crazy. Like, I actually can't remember the last opening interdivisional series for the Toronto Blue Jays.
No,
but
completely
because
agree.
they're more likely, it's going to happen more often, I would say.
Hey, I'll tell you this right now, guys. Just like taking a little stretch,
this.
like the first 2 weeks of baseball is pretty favorable for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Let's go through
it all. That's going to be a good stretch. I mean, if we can come out of this like positive over 500, like hell yeah.
So let's see right now. Cardinals on the road, very tough. That's a good team. Probably better than we are, or at least very close. That's a tough
very
one.
close.
Kansas City, ours all the way.
Yeah.
Angels, ours all the way. Detroit, us.
Oh, yeah.
Tampa Bay, I'm giving them no credit. It's us.
Yeah.
Houston on the road, very
Tough.
difficult. Yankees on the road, very difficult. White Sox,
We can beat the White Sox at home.
White Sox. Mariners are going to be difficult, but we are at home. That's month number 1.
Yeah, and
Take it away.
wow, look at this. So month number 2, Boston, we should be able to slap them. Pirates, we should slap them. Phillies are going to be very tough. Maybe a split right there. Braves are going to be tough. They are coming in here. Bit of a tough stretch here. Even the Orioles at the end might be, they're no gimmies.
I'm not slacking on the Orioles, man. Like,
wow.
I posted a video, like, I don't know, like, it's so funny, guys, the biases that we have, because I posted a video, like, 2 weeks ago talking about the Orioles. And for the first, I don't know, 3-4 days, all the comments were, this is ridiculous. They suck. They're so bad. And it was all you guys. It was all you guys. It was all Blue Jays fans.
Yeah.
And then, it's so funny, the YouTube algorithm, it kind of
pushed
picked it up.
To the Oriole fans.
Pushed it to the Oriole fans. And now all the comments are, don't forget about John Means. Don't forget about this guy.
They're really good and underrated.
Yeah. It's just like, it's so funny to see these biases like emerge. But I'm going to be honest, guys. I think the Orioles are they're gonna be a good enough
They're
team
not a
this year.
gimme anymore.
They're definitely not a gimme.
Like I look at them like a good team. Like they're average, a little bit more than average.
Think about it. They won literally 83 games. How many did we win last year? 92.
We won 92. Yeah.
They were only 9 games
away
from us.
The one thing I will say about the Orioles, and please, blast me in the comments, Orioles fans, is where's the pitching?
I understand that. I get it. There's a lack of pitching, but it's coming.
Right.
It's coming.
We got to see. There's still to be proven, but their offense is really good.
I wouldn't be surprised if they take us for a ride a few games.
Then we got Tampa Bay. This is actually be a harder month. This is gonna be a really hard homestand.
Yeah.
Then you go on the road. Tampa Bay Twins are not a gimme either. And then you got the Brewers. They're kind of falling off a little bit.
But they're still gonna win some games.
Challenge.
You
go for it in June. So what looks like April's good month. May, a little more challenging, difficult month. What about June?
So we're starting off with a pretty tough stretch here.
Really tough.
Like, I'd argue pretty much all 500 or over 500 teams in the first 2 weeks. You got Orioles who were pretty good. You got Rangers who we don't know.
Could be good.
Marlins, I think, we're better than. Athletics, we're obviously better than.
Actually, the second half here is
the second half. Honestly, it's kind of broken up into 2 separate halves right now. It's like the first half of April's great, second half not so good. Now in June, it's like first half not so good, second half looks pretty good there. I'd say.
I like that. I like that a lot. Then going over to July. Nice little stretch before the All-Star.
The All-Star break.
Then you're coming out of the All-Star break while I get the Diamondbacks. Padres will be fun at home. That's a good game.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mariners are going to be tough. Ooh, this is a really hard stretch.
Yeah, we're facing that division.
Wow.
We got Padres, we got Dodgers, we got Diamondbacks, so we're dealing with that division right now.
Wow, that's hard. Then you got the Angels, Orioles. Okay. You know what? Overall, just going through this, we're going to finish it off. But I do like that we're playing a lot of bad teams. But we're also playing a lot of good teams.
That's the thing.
It's a give and take.
It really is a give and take. We got the Orioles again. We got the Red Sox who we should slap. Guardians are no gimme. Cubs are, we don't know. We're not sure. We will know by this point.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know at this point. Also, shout out quickly to Toronto Yard for the $2 donation. Could Toronto win 100 games for the first time? We're looking at it right now.
We'll let you know our answer.
All things are going to need to go right for Toronto to do that.
Yeah.
Because looking at this, it's no gimme, right? Cleveland's not a gimme. Cubs are not a gimme. Phillies are not a gimme. Reds are a gimme. Orioles are not a gimme. Guardians definitely not a gimme again. Nationals are a gimme. There's very few series where I'm like, this
is gonna be a nice September stretch, folks.
That's a solid 9-1 last 10 right there. If I've ever seen one.
And then Texas could be good, could be bad. Boston's gonna be bad. But wow, okay, this is where I was looking at. Now we're facing the Yankees again. I do like the way they do.
They've done it on purpose.
Yankees, Rays, because they obviously were the top 3 teams. They want to pile it at the end.
I hope that it means something.
I agree.
It'll be super. Well, who knows, right? Like,
unless they blow us out.
That's the thing. Like, unless they're like 10 games above, or we're 10 games above. You know, like I hope that it's actually pretty close.
Yeah, they do it all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in 2015, 2016, like, we were facing the Orioles a bunch when they were good.
Yeah.
The Yankees a bunch. Like, it was all the time. Oh, shout out Abba Edgar!
Shout out to Abba Edgar for the $50 donor. Happy Friday, the man says. Happy unwind. Jays will win 97 games this year. They will win the AL East on the last day of the season.
Ooh.
Go Jays, go. So Abba is predicting that it does mean something. It does absolutely mean something, those last few series. Thank you so much, Abba. You know we appreciate you. We also appreciate our other dono, Toronto Yardie guys. You guys are freaking amazing. We are so excited to get this season underway, guys. Brian, I hope that answered your question. That is the balanced schedule, everybody. As you guys can see, yes, we're facing some bad ones, but we also got the Dodgers, we got the Padres, we got the Mets, we got the Braves, we got some good squads sprinkled in among the crap, so I do think it balances itself out. We'll see how it all goes down.
Yeah, but it's definitely more entertaining, and, you know, I do like the last stretch as well. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think it is going to be very competitive, too. I mean, that's a lot of games that could swing. That's a ton of games that could swing.
Man, there's a lot of stuff going down there, and if it is really like, oh, we're 2 games out, they're 2 games out. This is going to be massive for us, man. So, like, just from a YouTuber standpoint, based on, like, straight up, like, just potential of, like, views, I'm pretty excited.
I like it.
I'm pretty excited.
All right. I want to get to some questions first, but for the rewatchability, guys, that's going to be it for this part of the stream. If you are live with us right now, do not go anywhere. We're going to clip this for the rewatchability. So, guys, if you are rewatching, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, guys,
go Jays, go!